And welcome to the first in our series of video interviews from the British Chamber of Commerce, Southwest China. Our topic today is marketing your business online. The internet is a fast-moving and sometimes very confusing place. Although it seems like one global network, actually there are big differences in how people in different countries use the internet. So, how can companies market their business overseas? With me here today is Alan Clements. Alan is the head of the British online marketing firm MetaFocus Global, and here today he will tell us more.
MetaFocus Global is an internet marketing and website design company based in Nottingham in the UK. They specialize in designing and building websites, developing online marketing strategies, and achieving sales globally. Alan is the founder and head of MetaFocus, and he has 30 years of international marketing experience. MetaFocus have recently established their first China office in Chengdu, and they are a member of the British Chamber of Commerce, Southwest China.
So, Alan, nice to see you here today in Chengdu. Welcome.
It's very nice to be here.
I know this is your eighth come to China. Why? What attracts you here?
Well, China is a fascinating country. It's fast growing. In the last 25 years, the cities have grown enormously and become very modernized, and there are lots of new business. Your 10% economic growth is fantastic and is leading the world.
And what is the difference, the first time coming to China and the eighth time?
Well, the first time was in 1985 for my honeymoon with my wife.
Wow.
And there were many wooden buildings and vegetable markets, and everything was very different. Now it is skyscrapers with motorways and steel buildings, and it's very modernized.
And the big difference is you have your office here.
And now we have an office in Chengdu. Yes, we're very pleased to do that. It's a good place for us because it's close to the Chengdu high-tech zone and the Tianfu software park, so there is a good source of talent for us for web development and design software. Also, there are close links between the British government and the Chinese government in southwest China. For example, Chongqing is twinned with our local city Leicester, and also some of our local government organizations are based here in Chengdu who can give us support. And we're very pleased to be associated with the British Chamber of Commerce in Chengdu,
Our pleasure.
who are already starting to help us a lot.
So your business in China mainly involves assisting Chinese companies to market their business abroad. What's the major marketing problem they may face?
Yes, well, of course, the first and most formidable problem is the problem of language. There are many languages in the world, and when people are using the internet, only 25% of those people use English, which is perhaps one of the main business languages.
Sure.
So if you want to reach the South American market, for example, you have to understand Portuguese and Spanish. If you want to go to Russia, as many Chinese companies do, then you have to speak in Russian. Your website has to be done in Russian for the search engine Yandex. There are a lot of cultural differences, and you have to understand the local market and the way to put over the benefits of your products and services in the local language in the native way.
How does online marketing in China compare to online marketing in the UK? What are the key differences companies need to understand?
Yes, well, in China, the internet is growing fast now and is catching up with the West. In the West, it started very much with e-commerce and banking and airline ticket purchase and so on. Whereas in China, the internet started with the games and the music, the MP3 downloads, and so on with Baidu. All right. So in China, e-commerce is just beginning. We need to get more confidence in the use of banking cards and charge cards and so on. The other thing is that the search engines are not so much used for business, but are gradually being used more. And Baidu, the search engine, has quite different rules than Google, for example, which dominates the rest of the world. These things have to be taken into account of. But basically, the principles of online marketing are the same. You need search engine optimization, that is to say, find the right keywords for your website so that Baidu can find those, and also pay-per-click advertising on the internet, on Baidu, is very important because, of course, the Chinese internet market is so competitive.
So what are the challenges for the British company marketing in China? Are there any changes they need to do for their website or online strategy to succeed in China?
Of course, once again, cultural differences are quite large, but the advantage that British companies have is that it seems that the population and companies respect the technology and quality of Western products. And so, in many ways, the website should keep its international design and style rather than try to exactly copy the Chinese style. So, my advice is to retain their identity and their brand and promote themselves as a Western company rather than try to be Chinese.
So now there are more and more social media and social networking, such as in China we have Douban or 开心网, 人人网. So how does the change that they will bring to our online marketing?
It's true that in the last 2 or 3 years, the social networking sites on the internet have become a more and more powerful marketing tool if you want to reach the consumer market. And brands can be made or broken using these media. In the West, sites like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so on are used a great deal. Even the Prime Minister uses Twitter these days, and opinions can be formed very quickly using these methods. It's the same in China, a different range of social networking sites, but these have to be considered for use if you're trying to reach the consumer market in China.
So what do you think is the future for online marketing?
Well, online marketing has grown enormously in the last 15 years and is the future of marketing. Every day there are 3.6 billion searches on the internet, people looking for things. And some £100 million worth of advertising was spent on Google and the search engines of the world in this year. So if you want to grow your business, you must have a website, you must take up internet marketing. It's the future and the most powerful marketing tool in the world today.
Thank you very much for your time, Alan.